Hello everybody. In this video, I would like to talk about something called the five universes or the five worlds. It's something that I connected with through the wisdom of Kabbalah, and it really resonated with me. It gave me an explanation of how things work. It gave me some understanding, something that I can apply to transform my physical life. So in my heart, it feels more like five realms or five realities or five dimensions. But the idea is that we exist in all of them at the same time. But we have awareness only of the lower dimension where we have our physical body, which is called the world of ASIYAH. The important thing to understand is that ASIYAH manifest is the world of action and manifest the pouring of energy that comes from the higher dimensions. And what I'm starting to notice now is that we do have control over the two dimensions above ASIYAH. So my intention for this video is to share definitions, what is happening in each dimension, how we exist in each dimension, and how these dimensions are influencing our physical life. The five dimensions are Adam KADMON, Atzilut, Berea, YETZIRAH, and ASIYAH. Adam KADMON being the reality that is closer to Source, the one that receives the pouring of energy from Source, descending through realities. We reach ASIYAH, which represents our physical life. It's what we manifest in our physical life. In each of these realms, in each of these dimensions where we exist, there is an aspect of our energetic self that lives there. There is an aspect of ourself that exists in this dimension. There is an aspect of our soul. And for each aspect, we do also have a name. Nefesh is the name of the aspect of the soul that is connected to the world of ASIYAH. It's the one that gives us the awareness of our physical body, the one that when we die goes to the grave. Actually, in one of my meditations, I experienced this idea of dying, and I felt a call from above, but also I felt a part of me that really wanted to return to earth, as if I want to slide down through my body and return and become one with earth. And I had that impression that day that that was my soul nefesh wanting to return home. And it was actually really hard to control it. It was really hard to stop that aspect of myself from going back to earth. If I felt a strong, strong call to become one with earth again. So based on that experience, I felt Nefesh was something that earth lent to us, something that we borrow from earth, something that is necessary to have from earth in order to have a physical experience. Nefesh keep us alive, is the life force of our body. But Nefesh never ever leaves the body. The moment Nefesh leaves the body is the moment we die. Also, is the one that has the lowest level of consciousness. But in a way that is a gift too, because it gives us this idea of separation from oneness. And it gives us this idea of being creators of our own reality. In a way, creates this illusion of separation so we can have an experience. We can feel as creators. We can have challenges to overcome. In a way, nefesh is what allow us to have this game called life. So now we have ruach, and ruach is the part of our soul associated with the dimension of Yetzirah. With ruach, we add emotions to our physical body. It's the perception through our senses of our reality, and then how we feel about what we are perceiving. So it expands our awareness. We are not just living to survive now. We are we are starting feeling love. We are starting understanding what we like and what we dislike. So Ruach expands our awareness by helping us connecting with our feelings. So when you think of Ruach, think of the energy around your soul nefesh that expands your awareness, because now you're not just surviving on earth, you are feeling, you are experiencing more. You are understanding that you can love, you can give and receive love. Still at a very human level, not this kind of love to unconditional love to everything and everybody. Basically, that's what Ruach is. It's understanding our emotions. It's giving us more tools to grow and expand our awareness. The translation of Ruach is wind or spirit. So think of Ruach as this cocoon around your physical body that keeps the records of everything that you are feeling, everything that you are perceiving, and is influencing yourself by influencing how you perceive things. So now we have Neshama, and think of Neshama as our higher mind. It goes beyond emotions. It's this deeper understanding. It's the remembering why we are here on earth, understanding the purpose of we manifest in this physical life. Um, it's the part of ourself in deep connection with Source that understand the bigger plan. And it's the aspect of ourself that allow the pouring of energy when we are ready for that energy, because it's the part of ourselves that know what we are ready for, when is the right time for something to start forming in our physical reality. I always think of Berea, this reality, as the realm of the archangels and the masters and the spiritual guides. And with them, there is an aspect of ourself. So, Neshama is that aspect of our soul, as wise as the archangels, as wise as the spiritual guides. It's a part of ourselves that understand the bigger plan. Um, when I when I meditate, sometimes I feel information coming to me that I know it's not coming from my ego human mind. There are things that I never think of it before. I feel that inspiration. Um, and for me, that inspiration comes from my my higher mind. So to me, Neshama is my guide. It's myself guiding me through my physical experience. It's the wise aspect of myself that most of the time I'm not aware of. I usually feel I can experience that connection when I'm meditating. It is usually something that I try to remember myself every time that I have to make a big decision in my life is connect with that aspect of myself because it's always there for me. It's not that we have to connect and create connections with um, our higher selves. It's more like we have to remember that we are always connected. And what we have to do is actually to remove our ego. That for me, I think is what creates this illusion of disconnection. So Neshama is your higher self, is the part of you in between source and your physical life. The part of you that manages how much life from source you can receive at any specific time in your life. The part of you that knows when you are ready to move to your next journey, to step on your next journey. It's it's your guide. But what is important to understand is that it is you. So that's what happening in the world, in the dimension of Berea, is the planning, the thinking of what you are now ready for. So they can open the doors and allow the flow of energy from source to come and move you to your next journey. Your neshama knows what is best for you, what you are ready for. And you can connect to your neshama by meditating, by praying, by having an activity where you quiet your ego mind. Also think of neshama as the aspect of you that collects all the understanding that you achieve by having a physical experience, all the growth that you achieve in this reality, um, all the transformation that happens through your life, all the deep understanding goes back to Neshama and it helps expand the awareness of you as a whole, not as a physical being, but as a whole being. So Neshama, by being connected to everything and everybody, doesn't have the opportunity to experience something separated from wholeness. But you can do it through your physical reality, and that experience then is elevated to Neshama, and then through Neshama shared with all in creation. So think of Neshama as your big brother or your big sister, the part of you that know what is best for you while you are here in this physical reality and you cannot see the whole plan. Your neshama can. Your neshama knows the whole plan. So now we understand that we have a physical body in ASIYAH, and the soul in ASIYAH is called Nefesh. And around our physical body is the energy of our emotions that are in the reality of YETZIRAH. And that bigger soul is called Ruach. And above that, we have the reality of Berea with our soul Neshama, which is our higher self, the wise aspect of ourself, the wise aspect of our soul. So we have to understand that in physicality we are always influenced by the energy of our emotions. And those emotions are controlled basically by the planetary energies of the inner planets. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Sun, Moon, and Jupiter. And we cannot influence the planets, but we do have the power to communicate with our higher self in Berea, our soul neshama, and we can communicate, we can connect with this aspect of ourselves by meditating, by praying. We have to create a routine. We have to create a system to communicate with our higher self. For me, it's through meditation. And what I find easier is using the Hebrew letters that I'm going to share that on the next video. But this idea is to create a communication with our higher self and start sending information of what we want to see manifesting here in our physical life, and also what we want to remove from our physical life. When the planetary energies are strong, sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel there is too much going on. We have tools to let our higher self know that we need to take a break, that we need help, that we need guidance, that we need less of some energy and perhaps more of another energy. From here, we can let our higher self know how much we can take. And sometimes we actually want even more, or we want to move faster. But what is important is to understand that we cannot influence the planetary energies, but we can communicate with our higher self in Berea, and our higher self can help us with YETZIRAH. So then YETZIRAH pours into our reality what we ask for, not more, not less. And when you feel that something that you're asking is not being sent to you, then we have to look at what needs to be healed or learned, because it's something that is blocking that flow of energy from Berea. Also, we can communicate with Berea to ask for guidance when we cannot understand the bigger picture of something. So start understanding that yes, we are being influenced by our emotions, by the world, the reality of YETZIRAH. But when we quiet that ego mind, when we go beyond that little chaos in our minds, then we activate our higher self and we can start receiving guidance. And our higher self listens to what we need and it's willing to send us what we need. So I'm really happy that this video now is out, that you have this information with you. And my idea was to give you some understanding that you do have some control over your physical life. There are things that are going to happen because there were agreements before you manifested here. There were lessons that you wanted to learn, so you have to go through your physical life. But there are things that you're not part of it. You don't need to be a part of it. So you have power to go in the direction that you feel is best for you. You have a way to communicate with the you in Berea, the ones that understand the big picture. And through that connection, you can start navigating and flowing through life. I'm hoping that you found the information here helpful and that you can use it to improve your life. Um, on my YouTube channel, you have a lot of meditations with the symbols that I use to meditate. And hopefully in next videos, I'm going to explain more about those symbols. Okay? You have a wonderful day.